We know that nowadays the youth are always being blamed for a lot of things. Now, when they talk about the youth, there's this expression about the population explosion, which is the not politically correct way of saying the demographic dividend. What are we talking about? We're just talking about a lot of young people and the older generation finding it difficult to understand what to do with the young people. So we have a lot of people within a certain age group who don't have jobs. And there's an expectation, but one entity, central government, is meant to provide all the jobs. Reality is it's not possible. And we should be wary of campaign promises that keep saying we can do all of this for the youth. It has to be a collaboration between the private sector, between civil society, and the government. The government cannot employ every young person in Ghana, nor in any other country. So we must be discerning. But this is not a political platform. It's just to point out that the reality is we cannot have one entity claiming to have all the solutions. And I'm so honored to be here because this is one of the places where we pick up the messages that help guide us in terms of our career choices and other things. The youth are the nation builders. So why are they now being perceived as a threat? The old folks justify their refusal to let go of their power because they say the younger generation don't have a vision, don't want to work, don't have the right ethics. The list is long. But here's what I say today. Everything that we point to that's negative in the youth is an indictment on the generation that came before them. Let me repeat that. If we are looking at young people today and pointing fingers at them for not being disciplined enough, for not being brave enough, for not being ethical in their behavior, for not having a vision, then the generation that they grew up with must take responsibility for their role in the youth becoming like that. If there's a generation that has normalized and institutionalized things like corruption, if we have a generation that has divided us along partisan lines, if we have a generation that has moved God into the corner where it's only on Sundays that we acknowledge God, or if you're in other religions, it's other days. If the value systems that were so dear to us have been pushed aside and are only celebrated ceremonially, then can we blame the young people for copying what they only came to see? Leadership must be authentic. Leadership must be ethical. Leadership must be with conscience. Leadership must be in alignment with God's will.